This is QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I'm Mamudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. The National Center for Arts and Culture, NCAC, on Thursday invited the media to discuss and share ideas to produce a national language policy for the country. The Office of the National Security, in partnership with the UNDP, wrapped up a two-day capacity building training on Thursday for journalists, civil society and public relations officers. The World Food Programme launched the first Fill the Nutrient Gap (FNG) analysis committee on Thursday to support the Gambia government through the National Nutrition Agency. Over the weekend, the Gambia Hunters Association held a tree planting exercise in Sandu Kurau Forest in the URR to restore lost forest cover. And in sports news, after the Gambia Scorpions 1-0 draw with Comoros on Wednesday in Morocco, in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers Morocco 2025, we assess that game and look ahead to the next game against Tunisia on Sunday. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. The National Center for Arts and Culture, NCAC, on Thursday invited the media to discuss and share ideas to produce a national language policy for the country. Usman Jatta has the details.
It's home to many languages, which reflects its rich cultural heritage, and yet, in official and public situations, English is often the only language used. In a bid to preserve and empower the usage of indigenous languages, the NCAC is tasked with designing a national language policy. Hasum Sise is Director General of the National Center for Arts and Culture.
We have been tasked by government to elaborate a national languages policy. Our national languages, in which many of you, broadcast. I mean English. Wall of Mandinka Fulo Jola Sarahule. How can they be enhanced so that they will have the same use, the same function as English language? And that is the meaning of a national language policy.
In April 2023, the Cabinet designated the NCAC to develop a structure for and policy on national languages in collaboration with the African Union's Academy of African Languages. Addressing the meeting via a video link, Dr. Lang Fafa Damfa, Executive Secretary of the African Academy of African Languages, emphasized the importance of embracing national languages to foster development.
A people's language or languages, as we have just seen, empower them as speakers of these languages and therefore render them to become real and effective actors of their own development.
The media can play a critical role in the execution and the preservation of the numerous national languages. Modulamin Diouf, a radio and television presenter, outlines the importance of each country using local languages at their parliament to make laws that best suit the interests of its citizens.
Having a national document or a policy, to me, I believe, will now compel those National Assembly members to begin to speak in our local languages, and also for them to even understand the documents that are brought before them, because when you follow the dialogue, you'll realize that some of them wouldn't even have the understanding of some of the documents that are before them.
Some experts believe officializing national languages may result in language barrier problems. However, the country's prominent historian Hasum Sise holds a different perspective.
Those who don't want us to use our national languages and continue using English, which we don't understand, they will tell us, we have so many languages, like which one we are going to use. But if you go to the market, all the market women, move from one language to the other, depending on the customer. So languages are not a problem. I think the problem is elite, like you and me, who went to school, don't want to leave English.
Over the past few months, the National Center for Arts and Culture conducted similar engagements with various stakeholders, including local authorities, to produce a robust strategic national language policy that will enhance development across the country. In keeping with the subject of this story, I will sign off in 3 languages: English, Wolof, and Mandinka. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News. Osman Jata, si hibari korchi barma bu QTV. Osman Jata, QTV Kibaro.
That story there on languages. The Office of the National Security, in partnership with the UNDP, wrapped up a 2-day capacity building training on Thursday for journalists, civil society and public relation officers. Bakari Balde attended the closing ceremony and he filed his report.
The training aims to foster effective communication, coordination, collaboration and partnerships for enhanced national security, which will enable stakeholders to carry out their functions effectively in the ongoing security sector reform process. Emmanuel Daniel Diouf, the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission, says the country is still undergoing a transition after experiencing human rights violations during former President Jammeh's regime.
The Gambia will have to go back to memory lane to explain why we are here and what we are trying to do. Because if we do not do that, then we will miss out on the link. So the Gambia went through a very rough period, in want of a better word. 22 years of autocratic rule under the former President Jammeh.
Colonel Lamin K. Sanyang, Director of Press and the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Armed Forces, said the forum is significant and outlined how they will integrate the civil society and the media into the security reform process.
The reforms that we have embarked on and also the open door policy that most of the armed and security services have for the media, for example, would also be extended to civil society organizations and also other stakeholders and the communities. Remember, for the Gambia Armed Forces, we have our units all over the country. And what we normally do is we engage with the communities at their levels through our battalion civil military coordination teams. Whenever communities have development initiatives, whenever they invite us, our personnel are always directed to support them in these endeavors in what is called civil military relations.
Fanta Dabo is a program assistant with the West Africa Network for Peace Building.
If you look at the general aspect, the civil society organization, we are kind of, we play that limitation aspect. Look at what is actually happening to hold our public officials accountable. Because at the end of the day, we don't make laws, but we influence policies. So in terms of implementation of certain policies that are in the confine of the security sector or security institution, if those things are not implemented properly, we will talk about it so that they can know what is actually happening and what they need to do.
Abdullah Jao, a program assistant at the Gambia Press Union, explains the impact he expects the training will have on him.
Well, I do highlight that of recent we've been noticing there are a lot of kind of like close partnership between the journalists, as the media, and some few security departments, namely the police. We will see sometimes when they are going out on operations, they will kind of like take certain journalists along. This will help us to understand exactly the challenges faced, the terminology, what happens sometimes before coming up with final results. Because sometimes we can comfortably sit in our offices and presume that it's easy with the police. But the same thing with police also will think that journalists will just go, kind of like get their stories or information from all over and then just go out on their medium and transmit those information.
In addressing the challenges of the ongoing security sector reform process and strengthening better collaboration among major stakeholders, these participants are expected to make the best use of the knowledge gained at this training and also disseminate it to members of their various institutions. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
The World Food Programme launched the first Field the Nutrient Gap FNG Analysis Committee on Thursday to support the Gambia government through the National Nutrition Agency, NANA, in developing evidence-based policies and strategies. Rohi Samba tells us more.
The World Food Programme has developed a framework for strengthening nutrition situation analysis and decision-making called Field the Nutrient Gap FNG, which aims to support identification of strategies to increase availability and choice of nutritious foods, to ultimately improve nutrient intake. Miranda Sande is the representative and country director of World Food Programme.
We've done what we call a nutrition sentinel survey in 2023 as well, and it revealed the critical level of acute malnutrition, which you know as wasting, among children aged between 6 months and 59 months. This prevalence is at about 8.5%.
According to Miranda Sande, the WFP is happy to provide support to the government conducting this remarkable first FNG analysis in developing evidence-based policies and strategies.
We are really happy to be here and to be part of this analysis. And just to remind us, all of us, that it will require a lot of involvement and effective commitment from all of us, namely sectoral ministries, UN agencies, national and international non-governmental organizations, the private sector, and academic institutions.
The National Nutrition Agency, NANA, was established in 2000 under the Office of the Vice President. The agency is mandated, among other things, to coordinate all nutrition and nutrition-related activities in the country. Here is Malang Nfufana, Executive Director of NANA.
If you look at the statistics, in 2021, the number of households that are food insecure is 13%. 2022, this has jumped to 27%. But those that have challenge in food, meeting the quality food all year round is more than this. Which means food insecurity is affecting the quality of the food that they're taking, which is affecting the nutrient that they're taking.
Improved nutrition situation analysis can increase the understanding of the likely magnitude and main causes of the nutrient gap among a particular target group. For example, children, pregnant and lactating women. Reporting for QTV News, I am Rahizam.
We'll now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Indian Institute of Hardware Technology Gambia Limited, one of the leading ICT training institutions in the Gambia. Enjoy a 30% discount on all programs' tuition fees if you enroll before the 10th of September 2024. Our program will start in September 2024. Our offered courses: Diploma in Introduction to Information Technology, Diploma in Database Admin, Advanced Diploma in Software Development, Diploma in Technical Support, Diploma in Multimedia, Diploma in Cybersecurity. We also offer Cisco Certified Network Administration CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Professional CCNP courses. Enroll today. Call us at 7001-968. Visit our website www.iihtgambia.gm. Connecting talent to opportunity.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel-Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. The Bertel-Harding Highway is transforming transportation in the Gambia with new roundabouts and vehicular overpasses. But safety must come first. Standing along the road or at roundabouts to flag down taxis creates unsafe conditions and unnecessary traffic jams. Remember, always board taxis at designated taxi garages or the garas located at major traffic points. Drivers stopping in no stopping zones will be penalized. Let's keep our roads clear and safe. Together, we can ensure a safe and efficient journey for all.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is QTV News. On Saturday, the Gambia Hunters Association held a tree planting exercise in Sandu Kurau Forest in URR to restore lost forest cover and revive the habitat for species of insects, birds and animals in the wild. Julden Jail tells us more.
When we hear the name hunters, what comes to our minds is that they kill animals. However, this tree planting exercise by the Gambia Hunters Association is a clear manifestation that hunters are also conservationists because they play an important role in preserving the land and the habitat for wildlife. The Gambia Hunters Association converged in Sandukurau village in URR to plant trees in the forest to combat deforestation, regenerate the environment and attract wild animals, birds and insects back to the forest. Madi Tarawale, the national PRO of the Gambia Hunters Association, highlights the rationale behind the exercise.
We have a lot of challenges in our forest. We have a lot of problems in our surroundings. If you even look at the rain season this year, I am not a geologist, but then if you look at the way it started and what is happening now, you can tell easily that there is a lot of climate change that is affecting us. So we, the Gambia Hunters Association, are ready to do everything that we can to make sure we recover our forest, to make sure we plant as many trees as possible.
Deforestation could lead to a loss of trees and animal species. Sankung Drame, the national treasurer for the Gambia Hunters Association, says preservation of trees is a challenge for them.
Bushfire is really disturbing us, and we are clearing the sites. With all that, is still a problem for us. So the bushfire is really disturbing us, and you cannot tell where the bushfire is coming from. So most of the trees that died are caused by the bushfire.
The Gambia, once widely recognized for its dense forest cover with valuable wild trees and a diverse ecosystem, has lost more than 53% of its forests in nearly 8 decades. Momodu Bintu Deba, president of the Gambia Hunters Association, calls on Gambians to come together and develop the country.
The country you are born in, you should ask yourself what you have done for your country. Since you were born, you have cut down hundreds of trees. Yet, you could not even plant 2 trees. A country cannot develop with that mindset. That is why the hunters are determined to restore the forest cover.
According to the National Forest Action Plan 2019-2030, Gambia's forest cover comprised of over 81% of total land area in 1946. However, by 2018, the country had lost more than 53% of its forest cover. Yankuba Jambang is the focal person for the Gambia Hunters Association.
Foreign nationalities
The other nationals that come here to hunt are given license to hunt, and they are mostly given license to hunt birds. However, they don't stop at that. They hunt hippos and other animals. So they are denying us the right to hunt our own species, yet allow other nationals to hunt and kill the animals.
In September last year, the Gambia Hunters Association organized a similar exercise in the same forest. They intend to keep doing this until they revise the trend of recent decades.
5, 6,
For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
From hunting, now to sports news. In sports news, the Scorpions of the Gambia held Comoros to a 1-1 draw at the Stade Ben Ahmed Al Abdi on Wednesday in match day 1 of the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers for Morocco 2025. Amadou Tamba reports on the game and also looks ahead to the Sunday game against Tunisia.
The Gambia secured a point in their most recent AFCON qualifier after falling behind to a 37-minute long-range free kick from Comoros captain Yusuf Nchangama. However, Al Tawoun forward and Gambia's captain Musa Barrow equalized in the final minute of the first half with a delightful free kick that found the top left-hand corner. The second half saw both sides searching for a goal, but despite having several good goal-scoring opportunities, the Scorpions failed to make them count as Yankuba Minte and substitutes Adama Sidibe and Aliou Fadera all missed chances. Comoros coach, the Canadian Stefano Cousin, a former coach of South Sudan who played 3 times against the Gambia and lost all, acknowledged that the Scorpions are no pushovers and that he expected a very tough game, saying in the group any team can beat anyone and that the draw was a fair result.
At the end, I think we create 5-6 clear chance to score. Then, if you don't score, we stay, it's a draw. But if today we won the game, or if Gambia won the game, you cannot say nothing. I think we must be fair. Gambia is a good team. They create chance, we create chance. We have also we touch the crossbar. We have some important, but for us is a good experience because we are still young. Today it was 3 players under 21. They are starting to play with us. So it's a project, and it's important to make point when it's a project.
Gambian coach Jonathan McKinstry said the transformation of the Gambia's playing style will take time as maturity and experience is key. McKinstry predicts that this group could go down to the last day.
And look, just really frustrated. 2 really good free kicks. I don't think you could put any goalkeeper in goal for either of them, and they would have saved them. So credit to the 2 players. But for us, the chances we created from open play, especially in the first 20 minutes of the game, and then the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, on another day, those go in, and it could be a bigger score. But look, it's an away game for us. Picking up a point away from home in AFCON is always very positive. And yeah, we move on to the next one. There's little things to tweak and to refine, but this is a young group of players, and we know we're on the right journey.
After the draw, Gambia need to regroup and find a solution to the failure to take chances, ahead of their next fixture against Tunisia on Sunday afternoon at the same stadium. In their match this week, Tunisia needed a late header from Fejani Sassi to seal the win over visitors Madagascar. The arrival of Scorpions captain Omar Koli, who missed the first game following a move to his new Greek club PAOK, will be a boost for the Scorpions. For QTV News, Amadou Tamba.
Also in sports news, Berewuleng girls volleyball team from Brikama in the West Coast region are winners of the 4th edition of the URR Summer Volleyball Camp competition held in Basse, and Samba Camara saw the action. He filed this report.
The opening ceremony began with a march past led by the scout band from the former Gambia's office to the Basse Youth Center, where the event was held. The 9-day event saw 13 teams from across the country, including boys, compete for the trophies. The teams were URR boys and girls, Darussalam boys and girls, Ima Christian boys and girls, Brikama Jamisa boys and girls, Njongon Nyomi boys and girls, Farafenye boys and girls, Brikama girls team, and Basse Got Talent boys and girls. The Gambia Veterans Volleyball team, Nasir Ahmadiyya Senior and Junior Secondary School. However, the boys' events were not completed due to timing issues. Musa Adem, the regional representative at the Gambia Tourism Board, says volleyball is important and also part of tourism activities.
The Gambia Tourism Board is the institution mandated to develop, promote, and regulate tourism activities in the country. It is under the Ministry of Tourism that is responsible for policy issues. So we implement the policies. We are the technocrats. So that's why we look at this thing as a component of the activities that we are doing, which is tourism promotion. So people think that tourism is only international tourism arrivals. No, there is a huge potential. If you look at the state of the industry right now, from let's say April to October, most of the hotels are closed. Most of accommodation facilities of country are closed because we don't have tourist arrival during that time. So in order to fill that gap, to have a continuous tourism season throughout, to say, why can't we promote this? Because it's a potential. So we tell people, come and see what we have. And then also during this time, we have so many Gambians diasporans coming with their families. And then most of the time, they don't know what to do or where to go.
Fama Rajabi, organizer of the competition and head of the Basse volleyball team, highlights the challenges faced in playing volleyball in the Gambia compared to football.
The only difficulties we are facing in this region is the game is not supported like other sporting activities like athletics that used to be hosted here every year or every 2 years. That is the CRR and URR inter-schools. Even in the gala competition now, we are not seeing volleyball. And if you look at this regional volleyball team, used to train continuously without competition. The only competitions we have is the Safra and the Nekoff.
Yerombalo, the police commissioner in Basse, spoke of the importance of youth convergence, such as the one and about the maintenance of peace.
You are expected to maintain maximum peace, without which you will not be able to conclude this summer camp. And our aims and objective is not only to bring you together, but also to inculcate discipline in you. So that tomorrow, if you go back to your respective regions, you will tell them that this is what we have and this is what we brought. You are ambassadors from your various regions.
Brikama Jamisa girls team also performed well in the competition. However, Brikama Berebureng were the deserved winners. After the brilliant performance, we saw them lift the trophy. For QTV News, I am Samba Kamara.
Well, I'm afraid that's it for QTV News tonight. Thank you very much for watching, and more news in our subsequent editions. Join us again on Monday for more news.